Hello, my name is Bobby Benton, aka Serendipitously Bobby, and welcome to Life Essentials, the Self-Healer's Journey podcast. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Life Essentials, the Self-Healer's Journey podcast. I am Bobby Benton, aka Serendipitously Bobby. And guys, tonight you are in for a treat. So this episode is just a tribute to fathers. So I have a friend, I won't say a dear friend, who I consider a great father. And I just wanted him to just share his journey of fatherhood. And, I just wanted to say cheers and hats off to him for one, being an awesome Black father. So I want to welcome Ramel Pennick. So, Ramel, welcome.
Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate it.
So, Ramel, since I've met you, you share a lot about your daughter, and I love like the way you talk about her. You share about her and her journey and the things she's doing.
Yes.
So, for our audience tonight, just share your journey of becoming a father. You have several children, so tell our audience how many children you have.
I have four. I have four children, three girls and a boy. My oldest is 27, will be 28 this year, followed by my second daughter, who is 25, followed by my son, who is 22, soon to be 23, I'm sorry, and then my daughter, who's 13.
Okay,
Yeah.
13. Big age gap.
Yeah, I know, right?
They let me start all over again.
I know. No, yeah. Who would have thought that, right? Exactly. But I'm happy. And the blessings from above, just you never know when things happen, and it wasn't a miracle or it wasn't an oops, because children are a blessing. So yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's been a different journey. Each of them has their own personalities. This youngest one is considered my boss baby.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot of just she and I alone. So and she's involved in sports, and we're in and out of town together on planes and hotel rooms, and it's just a lot in and out of Uber, Lyft, rental cars. So we spend a lot of time together.
So, okay, y'all spend a lot of time together, but do y'all get along all the time?
No, sometimes we just play the quiet game. And, so, and I'm just like, hey, let's just play the quiet game. Because it's interesting. I try to find things on a common ground that she likes, music, things on television. She gets tired of me watching ESPN all the time. So I let her pick. But I get tired of watching Nickelodeon still, SpongeBob, believe it or not. So we really try. I'm trying to match her energy, and I just want to always be someone that she remembers, or we build good times together with. And I don't always want to be that iron fist of disciplinarian. And so I want there to be good times and memories as we do a lot of things, because when I have to become a disciplinarian, it is what it is. So no, we don't always agree, but we think she's learning me more to just say okay.
You are headstrong. I know that.
I am. I am very headstrong, but I'm learning that. And I explain to her often, and I'll say, "What are you going to do when you have children? What would you do to your child if you talk to them 3 times and they still haven't done what you've asked them to do? Then what would you do?" And she often will say, "I don't know." No, yes you do. What would you do? Because I'm talking about you, so tell me. So she still doesn't want to give a good answer about it, but we're learning each other more and more to communicate. And then sometimes I just have to just be quiet. So I learn to just be quiet. It's hard.
You don't want to hurt her feelings.
You're right. Exactly.
And see, you're a girl dad, and it takes a lot to be a girl dad.
It does. It does.
Being in touch with emotions and things like that. So you have your son. How old is he again?
23.
23.
Hmm.
Now, how did you raise them differently? Like he's a boy, I'm gonna do this. She's a girl, I'm gonna do this. Like how is
Yes,
that?
I definitely. I try to instill discipline in him. Just making sure that he took care of his own responsibilities and taking out trash and doing other chores.
Mm,
Um, and the thing about raising kids, as their mother and I aren't married and we got divorced, co-parenting is really important.
mm-hmm.
And so I think that's really where there still has to be a balance,
Mm-hmm.
in addition to honesty
Mm-hmm.
within oneself, and then support for the kid,
Mm-hmm.
taking yourself out of selfishness, being selfless,
Mm-hmm.
and but ultimately with my son, I really try to. Push him in a path of things that he wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then also things that he didn't want to do, but just give him the opportunity to see if it was things that he wanted to do. Ultimately, he ended up playing football for a while, just received his bachelor's degree, and will continue doing graduate school somewhere. So that those are things that um, I was really trying to instill discipline upon him, being
Mm-hmm.
a young man versus how I treat my
Yeah,
daughters, should
not
I say?
hers.
Yes,
Now, are the kids? Are they all close?
they are. They are.
Okay.
They have their own group chat
Oh,
that they
okay.
talk about me on, and
Y'all talk
and
about
then
your daddy.
yeah, they talk about their daddy, and then they are communicate, and that's good. And they're all here in Michigan, and that's a great thing. Um, and they spend time with one another, and that's a good thing as well because
Yeah.
family is just not um, first; it's forever.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that I really push um, growing up for
Mhm.
them. You know, even though they're different in ages, you
Mhm.
know, that's one thing I've really tried to instill in them. Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. That's this can be different when you have blended family per se,
Mhm.
but you still, love is forever.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So for you, you said co-parenting. Now it's two sets of children. Do you co-parent well with both of the mothers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Sure did.
that right there is a rarity. You go,
Well,
Ravel.
it did take some calm interventions in the beginnings.
Okay.
And as a young man, there's no book on how to raise children. Um, and being honest, my biological father, wasn't there for me.
Mhm.
So one of the things, but I had coaches, I had mentors. My mother just had, put me in different groups of
Mhm.
Boy Scouts and baseball, football, all these different things, golf. And
Mhm.
so I always had someone person I could talk to, look up to.
Mhm.
Um, and one of my things that if I ever had children, I'm always going to be there for them.
Mhm.
So as my oldest is 27, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I've never missed any parentage conferences.
Oh.
I've never missed any type of programs.
Mhm.
I've never missed any athletic games.
Mhm.
I've never missed any type of birthdays, holidays, and I have been very tired some
Mhm.
days driving here and there. Um, but they didn't ask to be born.
Say it again. Say it
No,
again. Say it
no,
again.
it's true. They didn't, and that was one of my mother's things that she would tell me, like, "You made them."
Mhm.
Yeah, thanks a lot, mom. And don't don't go no further. Keep the. But my mother's very outspoken,
Mhm.
and that's how she had to be raising a young man in Detroit on the West Side. There were some times that she had to really put the ironclad fist down on me, and
Mhm.
that helped me a lot.
Mhm.
She wasn't there to be my friend. As I was like, oh, the other kids, parent, they letting them do the staying out all night. She was like, I'm not.
Mhm.
I'm not. And so to this day, we laugh about that a lot because that's just important to know about being loved. And that was one thing that for me,
Mhm.
that my children would always say, you know what? My daddy loved me. We ain't always agree on things, but he always was there. He always showed love. They could call me anytime.
Mhm.
They had a phone number to reach me on all the time, and so uh, that was what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, that's why I wanted you on the show because when I think about fatherhood, because I have a stepfather. I wasn't raised by my biological father, but
Hmm.
I love when I see, especially girl dads. I just love it.
Yeah.
So in just because you talk about your youngest a lot,
Hmm.
because right now, I mean, that's who you're with all the
Yep.
time.
That I am.
Um, and I just when you tell the stories in my head, I'm like, oh, that's so cute, you know.
Yeah.
I just am, happy when I hear those stories. And not that you brag on her, but you just are sharing with us, and
Yes.
it's just
Hmm.
like really touching that the connection that you do have with her. So what do you has she started liking boys yet, or
Yeah.
okay?
I think what happens is this social media
Mhm.
attracts them to so many different things at an early age. So boys, music, clothes, and
Mhm.
just other just womanly things that I didn't know that she would know about that she found out through through social media. I was like, ah, ma, tell me what to do. She laughed. Yeah, so things like that is it's interesting, and
Mhm.
then she'll say, "Dad, I don't want to talk about that. Or you're embarrassing me." I'm like, "Hey, get over it." So um, that's the main thing. That's like
Mhm.
you got to talk to me about it. Still. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about it, and you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Um, but ultimately, I'm still your father, and we're going to work this out.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. So I still believe that she's not going to tell me everything,
Mhm.
being a girl, young lady, and so she's probably gonna tell her mom some more things than she'll tell me. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I'm trying to build my foundation with
Mhm.
her so that when those tough conversations have to be had, she's comfortable with talking to me.
Yeah.
That's what I want to make sure that she doesn't feel like, oh, I can't talk to my dad because he's not going to understand or he's going to listen. And sometimes during our conversation, she'll say, "Will you just listen?"
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna listen.
Mhm.
Then when I talk, I want you to listen. So,
And you say it just like that, don't you?
yep, I said just like that. I said just like that because I was like, okay, you're right. I'll be
Mhm.
quiet.
Mhm.
Then when you finish, I'm gonna keep talking.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's the thing.
I would love to
That's
be
the
a
thing.
fly on the wall
I'll
to see
tell you,
you too.
it's some deep conversations. Yeah.
No, but that's good because the way you are with her, we as human beings, a lot of
Hmm.
times we gravitate towards those people like our parents.
Yeah.
So for her to have a father who is a strong man, a man who
Hmm.
can, show love and care and be compassionate with her, she's gonna look for those qualities in a mate.
Yeah,
So
and that's what I'm mindful of, because it was different when my mother was raising me. So my mother, you had to use strong language at times with me, and you know, be very authoritative. As I was her size at 12, I was bigger than my mother at 12, and so my mother was looking up to me, and I started feeling myself like, yeah, I'm the big man, and she like brought me back down to reality real fast,
she
and
jumped up to
yeah, yeah, yeah. Several times with several objects. So, and I love her to this day. And then I realized that with my daughters, I can't be that authoritative and um, boisterous, and I have to watch what I say, and I have to watch how I talk to her because I don't want her to feel that it's okay for her to date someone who talked to her in a manner like her father did, in
Mhm.
a demeaning, demoralizing way, that it has to be loving or conversations, and understanding communication types,
Mhm.
understanding personalities, and hey, let's just time out. I don't want to talk right now, things of that sort. And so that's really what I'm mindful as I've gotten older.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think I was always that way with
Mhm.
my older daughters and son.
Older daughters, if y'all watch this, I want to know how was he?
They gonna like, oh, he was a trip. Uh, but that's one of the things that I now, my saying is number four out the door. This is number four, so I believe I'm getting it right this time.
Mhm.
But that's one thing I am mindful of, my communication with my daughter and
Yeah.
her having the understanding of, you know, what good communication and relationships are like and how it should be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's good that you are mindful. And okay, so he also has a was it masters in social work?
Yes.
So
Yes. 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 I do.
he's very educated on this
Yes.
subject
Yeah.
too. So
So
not
yeah.
just life experience, but
Hmm.
educational experience
Correct.
too. So
Yeah.
that's a plus.
It is. It
That's a
is.
plus. So yeah.
Yes.
But so at what point do like with your daughter now, like at what point are you gonna say, you know what, you can go ahead and date freely? At what age or at what point are you gonna let her do
Hmm.
that?
I ooh date for. I think that. Oh, I don't know. Uh, I think also I look at I coach sports,
Uh-huh.
so she's always been around sports since a baby.
Mm,
She's there in camps and everything else. Water girl helping out tiles, and so she sees the different young men that I've coached, the young boys. But I think sometimes um, I'm worried about these young men and how they're being raised,
mhm,
and their morals and values and respect for women.
mhm,
Our music is our music. It's our culture. I love it.
mhm.
I'm not changing from listening to Ice Cube and everybody else. That's my music. And but also, those artists have wives. Those
Mhm.
artists have children. And that to them is entertainment and music. It's not per se their reality. And that's where I am worrying about how these young men these days are not understanding the difference
Yeah.
through entertainment and real life situations. And so, therefore, I'm going to be the Will Smith and Martin on Bad Boys when it comes. How old are you? 13. You look 30. So it's gonna be very comical when that starts. I don't know when it's gonna start, but when it does, oh, it's gonna be comical. Yeah.
Don't put your hands on
Oh,
my daughter or my Doritos.
it's gonna like man, like yeah, I can already yeah.
Well, hopefully she's so ingrained in sports that she's like
That's true.
not focused,
Yeah.
and that's discipline. Like she is a very disciplined young lady.
Ooh, that is so subjective.
Well,
She
for her to okay, Ramel, you're being modest here. Your daughter plays like on a travel league and
on a high level
on a
travel.
very high
Yeah, it is the
level.
highest level.
And some of the stuff she does is what 13-year-olds do. But her dedication, like she could be like, Daddy, I don't want to do it. I throw a fit.
That's true. She could.
But she is in her 13-year-old way, is dedicated to it because she's not giving up. And it's not
Hmm.
easy, getting up at the butt crack of dawn
Yeah.
and running and doing all that stuff to stay conditioned. Don't nobody want to do that.
So true. So
So
true.
to me, that's discipline, and
Hmm.
she's going to get better and better as she gets older. But right now, she's doing great for a 13-year-old. So look at it like that. You
Yes,
just
that's
got in
true.
my butt
That
and
is
my
so
mind.
true. That is true. We did have practices past Saturday and Sunday. Um, and out of the team, the team showed up, but out of the collective of everyone, there were a lot of people missing. And that was one of the things that I thought about like, wow, there are many people still sleep on a Saturday and Sunday, but you all are in the gym and here working. And so that is dedication. Yeah, that's true.
Give her kudos.
All right.
Even when she forget her shorts, give her
Oh, you
kudos.
got your kudos, B. There you go. I gave it to you. See? There you go.
No, your daddy talks about you all the time.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm the whole dating thing. Now you have the older ones. At
Hmm.
what point did you say, okay, y'all could talk to boys, you could talk to a girl and all that stuff for them?
Well, as they were getting older, I would ask them questions, and it seemed as if as they're older, there's a 10-year age gap.
Mhm.
So I would say that that definitely has made a difference in just society as a whole.
Mhm.
Um, and a lot of the friends that I would say that they had were from schools
Mhm.
or from programs that they were in, and I would know the parents, and so
Okay.
that would make it easier um, for going to the movies or something like that. And it was respectful,
Mhm.
and I can't say that anyone that my children um, have dated growing up there was any problems. It was most important. It was cool. I guess me being a big guy too. That's not.
I'm about to say,
That's that's also people look at like,
your
yeah,
daddy gonna smash you.
do I want to test this? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
so despite the degrees and all that, I'm still the D. So
Uh-huh.
I'm still Detroit now. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
and
didn't
so
want me to do your bio, but I want.
nah,
he's, he's from the D, a well educated, well rounded man from the D.
I am. I am. I am. I am. There's some adversity and challenges in life, but I am. I'm born and raised and love Detroit. DPS, all Detroit Public Schools. Finished at Cass Tech and went on to receive an athletic scholarship to play at Illinois State University, um, and then transferred and finished at Grand Valley State. Received my bachelor's degree from there with the it was in sociology with the
Mm.
emphasis in social and deviant behavior.
Oh,
And
geez.
and I know, right? So that was my mother said too, like, oh, so you were just learning about yourself, huh? I was like, yeah, pretty much. Had a minor in business because that's what I thought I wanted to do. I was
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna do business, and then at like first semester, it was like, nah. I was like,
Mm.
oh, okay. Then I was able to play professionally briefly in the CFL,
Hmm.
and then got cut.
Hmm.
Had to come back home and work at the juvenile detention facility, and then I was able to get picked up professionally to play arena football.
Hmm.
So I did that 5 years, then retired, and then came out, began working as a probation officer in
Hmm.
Wayne County, and then moved up the ranks there from probation officer to supervisor to director.
Hmm.
So that was good. Um, then after that, went back to pursue my master's degree. So I got my master's from Eastern Michigan University with a certificate in nonprofit administration.
Hmm.
And after that, transitioned to Detroit Public Schools in their central office, community engagement department, and then from there moving on to Oakland County,
Where you at now?
where I'm at now. So it's been a journey, but it's been a worthwhile journey.
Yes.
Yes.
See, you did your bio better than I could have.
Well, there
Thank
you
you.
go. There you go. There you go.
People want to know who I got on the show.
Uh,
I just got
it's
some
cool.
random man. I got an intelligent black man on my show.
I'm
No?
here. I'm here. Hey, everybody, I'm here. All right. Cool.
No, okay, I'm just poking fun.
No.
But no, back to the children.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the kids, in you in your dating world, dating
Mhm.
life, do you introduce your kids to people that you date, or like how does that work for you? Because I know that was a
Oh,
struggle
yeah.
for me.
And that's been a struggle for me as well. And I've met some wonderful ladies who have great hearts and they wanted to really be invested. And I, at times, will pull back. And then there were times that I'm like, yeah, I want to try this, I want to do it. But then also think about the well-being of my children, and throughout conversations, if they say, I just want us to just do something together, I'm like, okay. So I try to listen to what they're saying without them saying it,
Hmm.
and or if they're dealing with something, um, and things with school or when you're co-parenting and someone else may date someone and they may feel like they're not getting enough attention. And so I try to listen to that and really emphasize and focus on that. And then I ask, hey, you mind if I date? And they're like, why would you? So I'm like, oh, okay, not yet. Let me try again. So
Uh-huh.
that's one of the things that I've always tried to. I've been close, I would feel, and um, I ultimately want to get remarried, and so I think that family and togetherness is important,
Yeah.
and that's my journey, and I'm looking forward to continued happiness. So and the kids they're good for it. They're like, yeah, you need to get a dog or a fish or something because.
I got a dog for you.
I'm like, no, but I leave so early and don't come back in the late. The dog will be like, I'm tearing this house up. Like,
You can have Ginger.
yeah, like Ginger would have jumped out and been all over the house. Like, yeah.
No, it is hard. I'm one of those people who I'm a character person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I know after my second divorce, even my first, I really didn't have anybody around my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really watching character because it's like if I made a poor choice this first time, I want to make sure I don't bring anybody else that can taint my kids.
Got you.
So,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Even like with women, it's like you gotta really
Mm-hmm.
make sure that the lady is ladylike because you
Mm-hmm.
want your daughter to,
Correct. Correct.
be a lady. So,
So true. So
yeah.
true.
So,
Be mindful of that,
mhm.
Just got to pay attention to so many things that people do, music and what they do with their social media life. And, some people wake up first thing in the morning and want to scroll on the phone. I'm like,
Mhm.
that's not my first thing. I want to like look at the news. I need to know what's happening in society. Now what's so, but I guess you can on social media too, I guess.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that happens on TikTok or Instagram. I don't know. I don't have it, so sorry, everybody. I don't have it. I'm one of the few.
I didn't know how.
But my
social
friends
media.
my guys tell me we got to chat. So they're like, hey, look at this. I'm like, oh, okay. Mm.
So you get your little
So I get
dose.
my little dose. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go on the gram. Hop in my DMs, right? That's how I say it. Like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
You making yourself sound so old. Oh my god.
I am. I'm really old. Like, I have embraced
Ramel,
that.
you are not old.
I'm almost 50. So if you almost 50, like
Ramel,
that-
I will be 50 this year. I'm not old.
yeah, you're old.
Shut up.
You
Get off my show.
Embrace it. You are 50 is half of 100.
I don't feel old. How
You
about
might
that?
not feel it and you
I
don't
don't.
look it, right?
I sure don't.
You don't, Bobby, you don't. But we old.
Yeah. Oh
We
no.
grew up born in the 70s.
Yeah.
We're old. Like, when you hear the music now, I be like, yeah. Nope. You be like, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
you listen to that?
I just had this conversation the other day about that, and somebody was like, "My daughter listened to this man." He was like, "The same
Yes.
thing." Like what?
Like, I was like, what is that? And everybody is baby, the baby, little baby, Jeezy
See,
baby,
I don't
on them
even know
babies. And
anything about the rap
the
world.
rap world is just like, what?
Yeah.
I just, all that.
Now, do you let your daughter listen to what she want to listen to, or do you monitor what she listens to?
I try to monitor.
Mhm.
I'm like, is that age appropriate? She like, huh? Huh? What? Huh? I didn't know that was gonna come on TikTok. That they were gonna say that. I'm like, yes, you did. You're not on the Nickelodeon TikTok, so like,
You're not on the what is it? Who is over TikTok? Is it the Japanese or the Chinese or
I don't know.
their TikTok is totally
Oh,
different.
I can imagine.
Totally, they don't have all the mess.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's educational. All that. Is she on the Chinese TikTok?
Oh, absolutely not. She's on the one that's gonna give it to you from the hood, but you're like, yeah,
She on the black TikTok. You know they got
all
that.
day, all day,
Oh goodness
all day.
gracious!
Yeah. So yeah, it just that's the thing. It's just trying to be relatable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be the cool dad. I'm not that. I'm old. Mm-hmm. Sure am. I'm not gonna come in there with like my tube socks up to my knees with some
with the barbecue sandals
with
on.
the sandals on. With the thong flip flops between my toes and the white socks, and they're like, "Look at your daddy." Like, no,
no, you still got your little swag.
I got swag.
No,
Now.
yeah,
I ain't gonna do that. So, and I'm not gonna Beijing my beard every day to keep looking like I'm 20. Like, no,
Beijing, what's that?
That's that dye people good in their beard to make it look like they young all the time. Like,
well, I Beijing my gray.
No, sorry. The little gray whiskers on pop out. Yeah, that's wisdom. Yes, it is. So
no, I don't want my wisdom showing. No,
nobody gonna judge you.
So to me, I look older with gray hair. Like, yeah. So
and then when they stop making that, and you can no longer dye your hair, then what?
Take some mascara.
Like, like Frozen, let it go, let it go.
No, I shall not. No. I shall not. No.
Okay.
Time is flying by. It's 7:32.
Okay.
Let me look in the. Okay, nobody's in the chat yet. Okay. So back to the kids. You know I be rambling off.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so we have our sports. We have our, our adult kids and all that stuff. So, do you find time to where you and the kids y'all all just get together and just bond with just you guys? Like all of y'all together?
I try that often. And there are times I would say every couple months we'll get together. Here's the thing. If I'm paying for it, oh yeah, they're going to show up. They're like, oh, Dad paying for it? I'm there. So we will get something to eat, try to talk about some things, what's going on. As I have gotten older, I do talk to them about, my wishes as far as when I transition, my will and things of that sort. And I explain to them how serious it is because they're of age now, and even my 13-year-old of understanding, if I were to be sick, and we're home alone together, what do you do? What's your emergency plan? How do you, you're gonna call 911. You're gonna make sure the alarm is off and get in the house, and so things like that. And it's important to have those real conversations with the young one as well as the older ones. But I've always explained to them, like, it's not a windfall, so don't try to knock me off. You're gonna be millionaires. Y'all gonna be real disappointed, and I'm gone. Y'all gonna be really disappointed because he can't pay for nothing no more. So yeah, like no. So and then we get together individually and I have those conversations with them because everybody still needs their conversations. My son and I, he just changed his a bracket on his lift gate for his truck on his window, and I asked him, hey, why don't you just do this? He said, well, how do I do it? I said, Google it. Let's watch YouTube. So we're watching it. And he's like, okay, let's stop watching it. I was like, I don't know how to do this. So I need to watch the whole video, okay? It's only 8 minutes and 32 seconds, okay? Give me all 8 minutes and 32 seconds while you sit there doing nothing. So then as we finally got it, he's like, oh, you know how to do all this? I said, no, I watched the video like you should have did. So, yeah, I ended up putting it on myself and all that. He's like, oh, why we got to clean it off? I said, because the man on the video said clean it off. I don't know. What did he say? So, just like that. And so things of that sort. So we do have good time. Yeah, we do. I try to make sure I spend time with all of them. And my oldest daughter has a daughter, so I'm a grandpa. So I'm a papa.
Aww.
I'm not a granddaddy. I'm a papa. So
Aww. Now, how old is the grandbaby?
She's 6.
Oh, now you ain't never told that when I'm all showing my grandbaby. You didn't say y'all got a grandbaby.
Yeah, she's 6, and yeah, so it's fun too. It's fun. It's fun, yeah, because I'm like, she can't do no wrong. Like, yeah, go ahead.
That's not fair.
I know, but I'm like, okay, but then I get tired. I'm like, okay, go back to your mama. Hey, come get her. I'm sleepy. Like, she can go to sleep. Come get her.
Isn't it like a different kind of love with the grandkids?
It
It's
is.
different.
It is. And then I'll say, I remember you used to do that too. So don't get mad at her. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's your own behaviors. And that's my mother would tell me. So, and I think out of all of my kids, my youngest has my personality the most.
Mhm.
Oh, her facial expressions, her demeanor.
That's where y'all butt heads.
Yes, yes, because that is me
Mhm.
as a young lady, and I'm like, oh, and everywhere we go, your daughter look just like you. I'm like, yeah, and I'm trying to find who the mama is. So, but let the word be out, and everybody laugh. But she is me, and
Mhm.
when she says some things, that's when I just look at her. I'm like, yeah, that's me. So
Mhm.
I'm not even gonna give her a reaction because that's something I would say. So,
Mhm.
but it's fun.
So she got a little a-hole in her.
Oh, a little. I hope she
You had your
watches this.
moment.
Yes, like, gee.
No, but you know what? Honestly, like it sounds like you too. Like you're her best friend.
I try to be, even though I said I don't want to be, because I want to be the parent, but I
But you
want
know
to
what I'm
be,
talking about.
yes, I
Yeah.
do want to be like, you know, whenever she needs me, whenever she knows, whatever, I'm her ride or die. I'm
Mhm.
my daddy. I call my daddy. If something going down in the school, I'm calling my daddy. Because he
Mhm.
gonna roll up on here on y'all. And y'all don't want my daddy to roll up on y'all. Because he wears a certain tie, but don't let that Detroit come out of him because y'all gonna be like, hold on. And you call who you want because he gonna be able to call who he need. And next thing
Uh-huh.
y'all know, y'all gonna be figuring out what's going on. And yeah, so it's great. You know, fatherhood is something that I appreciate.
Mhm.
Um, I have grown to love it.
Mhm.
Um, because additionally, there's no book that tells you how to be a father.
Mhm.
And I think that's hard for us when you grow up without a father.
Mhm.
And when you grow up without a father, you try to do things that you've seen, that you've heard,
Mhm.
might have just run across it. You're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do that. But there's no cookie cutter approach to being a
Mhm.
dad. It's trial and error. Uh, there's just no one right size approach for every kid. Every kid has a
Mhm.
different personality, and you have to learn yourself too.
That
To
part.
yes, to being a dad with your children,
Mhm.
and then just understanding that you know the inner workings of yourself and you giving is going to help the child grow and flourish more. And
Mhm.
that's where, being selfless and not selfish.
Yeah. No, I agree. And like the media portrays like black men as not being fathers or the
Hmm.
absent fathers in the home.
Hmm.
I know so many good black fathers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, and that's why I wanted to do this too, is because it's like, he a great father, you a
Yeah.
great
Thank you.
father.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Kudos for the brother. Yep.
so it's like the media to me excuse it on purpose.
Hmm.
And,
Absolutely.
and there's a lot of two parent homes and they're healthy two parent
Correct.
homes
Or healthy co-parenting
or
homes.
co-parenting
Yeah.
homes. Not
Yeah.
everything is ratchet or
No.
whatever the word is that they
Correct.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I mean, and I commend you for co-parenting in a healthy way.
Hmm.
Because that takes a lot after you get
It
out of a
does. It
relationship to be
does.
like,
It
oh, I have
does.
to work with this one.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
I mean, I commend you for that. That's maturity,
It is. It
So,
takes two to do that,
yeah.
But and that's one thing that we even after you spend thousands of dollars on attorneys and thousands of dollars in court fees for whatever, you look back on it and you have a discussion with the parent, like, was it worth it?
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
Hmm.
Like we should have just talked this out. We would have kept so much money.
Hmm.
And
But it was the pain talking.
yes, that
That's what it
trauma.
was.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's correct. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
And
pain cost me thousands of dollars.
yeah. And it's hard to, communicate or get that out when you don't know what to do. It's just like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. And
Hmm.
every attorney will be like, yeah, I'm billing you every 15 minutes. So keep on. Whatever you
Yep.
want. You want me to refile? Okay.
Argue if you want to.
Yeah. So yeah,
Live
yeah,
you learn.
really,
Yeah.
totally, totally,
Hmm.
totally.
But for you to have that good relationship with both the kids, the mothers,
Mm-hmm.
that speaks volumes to the kids. Because there are a lot of men who do not respect the mothers,
Right. Correct.
and
Yep.
they're teaching their kids not to respect the
Yep.
mothers,
Yep.
and it says a lot because like your son,
Mm-hmm.
take him for instance, he knows this is how I should be treating my mother. The If I
Mm-hmm.
have children one day, how I should be treating them,
Mm-hmm.
because I watched my dad do what was right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
you know, I just it's a big deal being a good father.
And I try. Like for instance, my daughters, all of them know they're never going to open the door when I'm
Mhm.
there. Like never. And my youngest has been taught that she'll walk to the door and step to the side.
Mhm.
And then my older daughters would tell their brother, you got to open the door for me.
Mhm.
Dad say, you got to open that door for me. And then he'd try to like, I'm not going to open the door. Like, no, yes, you are. Yes, you
Uh-huh.
are. So even when we get in the car, every single time my daughter gets in the car, I open the door for her.
Mhm.
I've gotten so many things. One time we were in the grocery parking lot, and the lady said she blew the horn, and I was looking, and she was like, "I love you. Open the door for your daughter." And I said, "Thank you." I said, "But that's what I'm supposed to do." I
Mhm.
want her to understand that, and I want her to know that again. Like when she dates someone, that my father opened the door for me every time,
Mhm.
every door I came to. But my mother raised me that way to do that.
Mhm.
And that's what she said. I'm not gonna open no door if I'm with you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I learned that. Yeah.
And you know how many
Don't
that
go there.
that chivalry and
Oh,
is
yeah.
in you. There are not a lot of men, and I'm one of those women who, because I did not have that done, sometimes it's hard for me to allow somebody
Yeah.
to do that. I'm
It
like,
takes,
get out of my way, I got it. But
and it's like, no, I got you. Like,
yeah,
come on now, just be easy,
yeah,
And it just takes that sometimes. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm glad. So whoever gets with your children have big shoes to fill.
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe so. And that's one of the things, at least I wanted to set a good baseline, a foundation for them to understand, like, okay, some stuff I'm going to live and trial by error, but some stuff I'm not tolerating because I don't have to.
Hmm.
That's one of the things I just wanted to also instill in them, some good foundational, fundamental things too about
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
And it's good. See, you have those. Excuse me. You have those human conversations. It's not
Oh, yeah.
a man or a woman conversation. It's a human conversation with
Yeah.
your kids, and
Yeah.
that's important.
Yeah. Because I say some real gritty stuff to them. Like,
I'm sure you do.
like, so he asks you to do this? Like, tell him that. Like, flat out.
I can just imagine
Oh,
what you.
yeah. For real. Real talk. Real talk. Really. Because
Yeah,
you have to. These kids, they hear it on social media and they hear the music.
they
And,
friends.
oh, man. And so, yeah. Yeah. Totally.
No,
Totally.
you're doing a great job.
I'm trying. I'm still, God ain't done with me yet. I'm still a work in progress. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying. I got a lot of problems.
You
I got
human.
problems, human. Yeah.
We all got problems.
Yeah. Well,
No, but you're human, and you're doing a good job. So,
thank you.
what was that? Hey, Melva. I just wanted to say how much I admire the way you're chivalrous towards your kids. It's not just love; it's the way you protect them, guide them, and show up with strength and gentleness. That's right, Melva.
Hmm.
That's right. Um. Oh, I was just looking. See
Oh,
if anybody else had any questions. But no, like I said, big shoes to fill.
yeah.
Those are the standards, and
Hmm.
and I wish more fathers were like that. Well, for one, I wish more girls. Um, there are a lot that do, and there's a lot that don't.
That's true. But
And
then as a father, you got to be intentional. Sometimes when your kids don't want to be bothered with you and they tired of you now, you be like, so I know you tired of me, so, but I'm still your father. I'm still gonna come around. I
mm,
don't care what somebody else saying. I'm still gonna pick you up. I'm still gonna do this and that because you can just fall by the wayside and be like, oh, you don't want to be around. Okay, I just wait till I see you when you're 18. No, that's not
ew,
gonna help. That's not going to
Yeah,
help the situation.
it's not.
Run from it will not save you. That's it through. So, um,
Yeah. But see, you said this in the beginning, they didn't ask to be here.
they did right.
They
That's
didn't
true.
ask to be here. And a lot of times people have kids, and they say, oh, they are an accident. You said, I'm not calling my kids an
Mm-mm.
accident. They're
No,
supposed to be
no,
here. They
they're
didn't
supposed to.
ask to be here,
Right. Correct.
but, and you take care of them
Correct.
like you love them. Because some people, excuse me, look at kids like, they're just this an extra cost, or they're a
True.
burden, or
Mm-hmm.
this is how I can get money out the man, or this, that, and the
Mm-hmm.
other. Or they raise their kids to look at their father like all he is a piggy bank,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and that's very unhealthy, and
Very.
it causes generational toxicity, and you
Mm-hmm.
have girls doing the same thing over. Tell your son, be careful out in these streets.
Oh, I do. And the thing I tell my kids, like, they been called and asked for something. I'm like, well, when was the last time you called to say hi to me?
Hmm.
Check on me. See
Hmm.
how I'm doing. See if I lost my big toe. Something. Other graphic things to and that. And they're like, oh, no, stop, Dad. I'm like, no, I'm really, for real. You
Hmm.
got to just call and say hi. How am I
Hmm.
doing? Because I call you sometimes just say, I don't want nothing. I'm hi. I'm just trying to say hi. That's
Hmm.
it. And then they'll call and ask me for money. I say, oh, so now we're transactional allies. 'Cause all you want is money. So we're just, every time I need something from you, I'm going to pay you. Every time you need something from me, you pay me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that. Okay, then let's change the scenario then. They're
Hmm.
like, all right, I get you. You're right. You're right. I'm like, I just want you to understand fairness and family.
Yeah.
Everything don't have to be a dollar sign or a price. It's
Yeah.
just because we family and I got you.
Yes.
We ride or die. You need me, I got you. I need you, you got me.
Hmm.
That's how it works. That's how when we were growing up as in the 80s and it worked out, you and your buddy, hey man, I got a dollar, I got two. Okay, we put it together, we can go get a 2 liter. All right, let's go. You get the pop, I get the chips or whatever. We got this. How many bottles we gonna take back to the store? And that's what it's about. And that's one of the things that I also talk to the kids about helping each other too.
Yes.
Because I'm like, talk to your little sister. She doesn't understand what it's like growing up, being in middle school, getting ready to transition to high school. Talk to her to let her know what it's about. Each of you
Hmm.
all have had different journeys of that.
Yeah.
But at least give some wisdom to it to figure it out too. Because me,
Hmm.
I'm giving it from the dad approach.
Yep.
And y'all gonna be like, oh, he old. He don't know what he's talking about.
Hmm.
Okay, well, help out. Help
Hmm.
your old man out.
Yeah.
I think that's important too. And they do because of the family forever approach
Yeah.
of me pushing that and really talking and, have gone to baseball games together and just different outings, just to have memories and through things.
Yeah.
Father's Day picnics, me and my guys do.
Mhm.
All our kids come together just so they can see other fathers come together and have
Mhm.
good times and laugh and drink beer and joke and just be old looking, you know.
In y'all socks and barbecue
You're
sandals,
right.
no?
How some people still want to wear muscle shirts. Like, man, let that go. All your hair gone. Like, so, yeah.
I wonder which friend that is. So let me stop.
I got all my hair still. They're like, man, you still got a hairline. I sure do. A strong hairline. I'm
These good
good.
jeans, no?
Yeah. For real, for real.
No, but you said something. The transactional relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you're teaching your kids that, because society is set up like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like now it's I take you on to dinner and I spend this amount of money. You got to give me some butt. And
Mm-hmm. For real.
but
Like
it's
it's
true.
true.
But that
You know?
But that's how people are raising their kids, generation after
Yeah.
generation. It's like
Yeah.
you're prostituting your child
Yeah.
and you don't
Yeah.
even realize it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because you got to think about how are they living too. So they're like, oh, this has been working for me. You should try and let it work for you. No,
Mm-mm.
like everything I do with my children, I always tell them I want them to do better than me.
Yes.
Even my house is nice size. I'm like, don't you want to have like a 8,000 square foot home? They're like,
Mhm.
no, that's too big. I'm like, why is that too big? Why can't you dream big and dream big and go for big?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so don't settle for something that's just mediocre, just mediocrity. I'm not going to accept that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I push for them, like first place, because nobody remembers second.
Yeah.
Always just strive for the best, even with their grades. My youngest, and she's like, oh, I've got all A's and two B's. I'm like, so you couldn't get all A's? Well, so you could have. You just didn't apply yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the teacher was lying on my name. Like what? Like, stop it. She
That
just
was a
don't.
Ramel thing to say,
Yeah. She just don't like me. I'm like, listen, the teacher's been teaching longer than you've been living. She don't even gonna remember your name after this. She don't remember yours, but like other ones, she don't even like really care. She's like, okay, who's the next group of 150 I got to deal with this semester? So
Yeah.
I'm like, come on now. So yeah, that part. So,
Yeah. So I just thank you
oh,
for coming on the
absolutely.
show. Thank you for being a good father.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank
You
you.
know,
Thank you.
and well, thank you for being a good friend.
Oh,
So
always, man.
I
Always,
appreciate that.
always.
And hey, Melvin, thank you too for being a good friend.
Yeah, Mel.
So, I am going to now go to our because 7:52. So I'm gonna print you off a picture of your flyer so you can have it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ain't it
appreciate it.
cute?
Yeah, it's so cute.
I'm joking. I'm messing with you.
Cute.
Okay. So, real quick before we go, guys. So I'll be back again on Wednesday, June 25th at 7 p.m. live on YouTube and Facebook. And we're going to have part two of game night of playing the Cut Through the Bullshit card game. We're going to pull a few cards. We have some great topics we're going to talk about. So tune in on Wednesday, June 25th at 7 p.m. live on YouTube and Facebook, and we're going to do another session of Cut Through the Bullshit card game, part two. So, Ramel, I always wave and say bye bye to my guests. So you wave there and say bye, and I'll say bye here. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.